Hello and welcome to round 7 of Grand Prix Vancouver. I'm Brian David Marshall here with Pro Tour Hall of Famer Randy Buehler, and we are watching Charles Hutchinson on your left versus Oscar Jones on your right. Both of these players are 6-0. Oscar Jones, most notably known
Magic Online Championship.
For the Magic Online Championship, yeah.
We don't have deck lists for these players yet, but pretty sure we know what Oscar Jones's list is. I bet we could get, 58, 59 cards.
Judge is familiar, into Frostborn Weird.
Off of a couple Zendikar Islands. Black-white from
So this
Charles
could be
so far?
Orzhov Humans.
Yeah, it could be Esper Humans. It could be Orzhov Aggro.
It could be Esper Control.
Right. Pretty good curve from the Blue Devotion deck.
It's not quite as if he'd led off with the Cloudfin Raptor, but.
Bident. Blam. First spell from Charles is...
It looks like Hero's Downfall
yeah.
tried to take down a Night Veil Spectre, but it missed and hit a Judge's Familiar
somehow.
Instead. And so draw 2 cards and...
2 cards off the Bident and the Night Veil Spectre card.
Glug.
The Blue Devotion. Is that going to surge back? Is that what's going on? We've seen a lot of this on camera since I sat down. So Blue Devotion deck's just doing what they do.
It looks like Charles Hutchinson's playing the black-white pack rat, like Orzhov Rats, Sin Collectors, Blood Barons, Pack Rats, Elspeth.
Sure, okay, well, I mean, yeah, Pack Rat Desecration Demon. I mean, a lot of the mono black Devotion decks are like, you know what? I really need to be good against Black Devotion. I wish I had a pro black creature, so they go to white for Blood Baron.
Right.
And if you're in white for Blood Baron anyway, you get Sin Collector, which is awesome against whatever flavor of control you're running into, whether it's blue white, blue white black, black blue. Sin Collector is awesome in those matchups. And then throw in a couple Elspeths. Why not? She's pretty good, I hear. This draw though, he's cast 1 spell. And it got Judge's Familiar.
And it did not do what he wanted it to do.
Right. Biden's still in play, right? It's just off camera? Oh, there it is at the bottom. It's in his lands.
Oscar gets another Judge's Familiar in play, just in case there's another Hero's Downfall. Draw a couple cards. Oh, get your Mutavault.
Draw 2 and Spectre you. This is a savaging. All right, Ultimate Price takes down the Raptor. It's funny, both the creatures that we're attacking are multicolored. It's a big problem with Ultimate Price. Doesn't kill Spectre, doesn't even kill Frostburn Weird.
All right, Thoughtseize me,
you're
sure.
Gonna Thoughtseize the guy who's drawing 4 cards a turn. Does not seem like a winning play. Not that he had any better plays available to him. It's just, Charles's draw hasn't really delivered up much of a game plan. Didn't get to see it. I don't know if maybe he should have mulliganed. I think there's an Elspeth in his hand that could come down next turn.
Right, I mean, and he doesn't know what he's facing necessarily.
Oh, that's true.
So
he probably did not know who was.
He looks at his hand. He might be like, well, maybe he's red, and this is a good hand to keep against red. And
or he's Esper.
Yeah. Gets to play his opponent's Mutavault. Well, I think that one has Summoning Sickness, but did he play that this turn, or did he play it last turn?
I think it was last turn.
Okay.
Judge's Familiar, Frostburn Weird, Night Veil Spectre, Mutavault.
Into the red zone.
4, 5, 6. He could pump.
Into the newly reorburned red zone.
Good. Mutavault shows up to block Frostburn Weird. That's going to draw a pump. Do you pump? I blocked Frostburn Weird rather than Mutavault there? It surprises me a little bit.
Get your underworld dreams. It's always like insane when the game goes long. And now he can cast it. Yes.
He can nick those for black off the Nightfell Spectre.
He just says no reason to. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was lopsided.
Yeah. You gotta send in cadaver dogs to find him under all that card advantage.
Yeah, the teched out Pack Rat deck was loaded to beat Black Devotion. Did not get the draw I needed for the blue matchup.
So looking at the 4 feature matches, just to give you an idea of what's going on, I think everyone in the feature match area is either 6-1, 6-0, or 5-1.
Sure.
We have Andy Federich versus Ben Sex. That's Ben playing mono blue versus green white.
Cool.
We have Alexander Hain playing blue white control against mono blue.
Okay.
With it looks like David Lamoth. And then the back table here, we have mono blue versus mono black with Joe Demestrio.
Okay.
So lots of mono blue here.
Yeah. So and you one mono black, you said.
Yeah, one mono
Like
black
4
and then the nearly mono black.
Right.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. We got 4 mono blue decks in the feature match area right now. A mono black and a nearly mono black.
You know what this nearly mono black deck doesn't play? Is Nightfell Spectre.
Interesting.
Now the one that won Dallas did have Nightfell Spectre, right?
I don't remember specifically.
I don't remember for sure, but it seems like that one was basically just Grey Merchant had turned into Blood Baron.
Sure. But
Yeah,
I mean,
this is 2 Sin Collectors in the main, but no Nightfells. I mean, there are no devotion cards either. So I mean, Nightfell. One of the reasons Nightfell is so good is its ability to provide devotion. But there's not a devotion card in this list. No Grey Merchants, no Nykthos, nothing along those lines.
Yeah.
Still, he's also. I mean, Nightfell Spectre is just a good card. It's not like Oscar played a devotion spell that game.
Right. Well, he played the Nykthos.
He never tapped.
He
it.
didn't. He could have. That would have been sweet.
Sure. Is that a 4th Thassa list?
This is a 4th Thassa, yeah. I mean, it's all 4s
No
except
Jace.
for Biden's and domestications.
No Jace.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 Thassa, 2 Biden, 2 domestication. 4 master, obviously. But yeah, often you see 2 Biden, 2 Jace. He's 2 Biden, 2 domestication instead, with a scratched out Jace.
Yeah, it looks like the Jaces are in the sideboard for him, along with that very control-y package.
Sure. All the gainsays, a negate, a couple dissolves, and a dispel. Got 8 counterspells in his board. Yeah, 8 counterspells in his board. I'm not quite sure how he sideboards this matchup. Like, I don't think you go control-ish here. You don't want to go control-ish against the.
He still might not
Botsy
know
Sin
fully.
Collector.
He still might not even know fully what his opponent's deck is. He
What
could
does his
still.
opponent do? His opponent did Hero's Downfall, Ultimate Price. He showed Underworld Connections.
Sure. So he's got to be assuming he's
He's
black
seen
white.
Underworld Connections.
He's assuming
yeah.
he's the rat deck splashing white.
Yeah.
How
I think he had
good
Nightfell Spectre gave him the information he needed.
Interestingly, how good is domestication for him?
Right, that's why I was looking for the Nightfell Spectre.
Yeah.
It's like the tech in the blue decks is to domesticate their Nightfell Spectre, and
I would
Charles
love
has
to.
one-upped it.
I would love to
have
find
any.
out if he just chose to do that because of that. I mean, obviously, his mana is a little more taxed in terms of getting. I mean, I guess 2 planes. It shouldn't be that hard for him to always have 3 black.
Right.
He only has 2 planes in the 4 Mutavaults. So assuming there's some other than scarcity, assuming there's
No, I mean he seems to like Desecration Demon better.
Yeah.
And that looks to me like he thinks Desecration Demon is just better than Nightfell Spectre. I don't know if I agree with that. But it's
Sure.
probably metagame dependent, right? I feel like the metagame hasn't been super demon friendly.
Might be a standard, but that's not right. This is not that standard.
Yeah, so his sideboard versus mono blue, I would think Farika's Cure comes in, Doomblade comes in. Maybe some people bring in Lifebane zombies for this matchup.
Sure.
try to give themselves an unblockable clock.
Right, and it gets in. It can smack a Jace or.
Right, it's not going to take a card. Like you're basically just playing it for the 3-power Intimidate. But 3-power Intimidate can be useful in this matchup if you want to try to be the beatdown.
Watch the players go through their shuffling rituals of shuffling their opponent's decks now. Of course, players don't have to present 60 cards, right? Like they can present 62 cards if they want, right? For game 2 now under the new sideboarding rules, they can bring in cards and not bring anything out.
Yeah.
You know, part of that like ritual of like putting your opponent's decks into piles when you shuffle is to count to see if you can get a free win.
Well, you still want to make sure it's not 59.
Yeah.
All right. I see Thoughtseize.
Sin Collector still in the deck.
That's a little surprising.
But I guess maybe he's assuming that Oscar's going
Control-ish?
to become more control-ish, and then the Sin Collector gets better in game 2.
Yeah, I mean the blue players will often bring in like the Rapid Hybridization, Cyclonic Rift. Those cards they're certainly good against Pack Rat. Cyclonic Rift giving you your only reset if Pack Rat gets out of control. I don't know. I feel like it's Bident versus removal.
Yeah, and again, we don't have any answer to a Bident here, right?
Right.
Feels like maybe as with the white, you might have some
disenchant effect
in your sideboard. Yeah. But I guess you don't really want to focus. That's not where you want to pitch your battle.
Apparently not.
You remember when people used to run disenchants in their sideboard?
I do.
See a Blood Baron. Maybe 2 Blood Barons.
Sounds like a keeper.
And here comes Cloudfin Raptor. In his non-Simic foster home. Charles Hutchinson's developed this black-white deck, has given him the muscle memory of putting all his lands into play tapped. He wanted his planes to come into play tapped. His wrist automatically went in that direction.
Judge is familiar, baits out, Devour Flesh. Cloudfin Raptor down.
Yep. Scry. He's like, no, that's not what I want. Is he considering Devour Flesh here? I guess he might be able to get something better next turn. Comes Thassa. Start sculpting my deck.
There's the Biden.
Slowly assembling it. Duressi's 2 Tidebinder mages.
Interesting.
So he's able to get in this turn.
Yeah, he can both Tidebinder and attack with Mutavault. Yeah, Tidebinder first. Turns on Thassa. Oh, he's going to play both of them so that Thassa will stay on. No, Thassa doesn't stay on, right. He still loses Thassa to a removal spell.
Right.
I might have attacked with Mutavault there instead of playing the second Tidebinder.
So one of the Tidebinders takes Hero's Downfall, but Thassa still gets in there.
Oh, it is still on. Yeah, 5. Sorry, right.
There's 2 Tidebinders. Draw a card. It's like, yeah, I like this one. Mutavault. Smash you. Draw 3 cards.
Yeah, no, his line here is really good.
Gross.
Another Mutavault. Oh, and a Master of Waves. Good grief. Jeez. I can play a Blood Baron now? Never mind.
I don't even think he could play. He's like, no.
Yeah,
no.
shakes his head.
See him give a nod to his friends. No, he utterly crushed me.
Wow.
Was it close? No.
No.
So I think we're going to have an opportunity to go and look at the match on the back table, which is Ben Yu and Joe Demestrio.
Getting in right at the beginning of a game.
And that looks like a judge's familiar getting in for one, so it's a little similar kind of action. Ben Yu is playing Mono Blue Devotion as well.
Does this format come full circle? Are we just all the way back to where we were with Pro Tour Theros?
Hey, we don't know if Ben Sek won his Mono Blue versus Green White. You know, maybe that could be a new predator on the prowl.
I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can build Green White to beat Mono Blue, right? If you're all Skylasher, Mistcutter Hydra, right? You have to go out of your way to want to be good against Mono Blue. And then, if that's your goal, you can. Oh,
Looks
right.
like
This is the table with the glare right on the spot, on that spot. But I assume from context that was the Thoughtseize.
Yes.
Thassa Bident Master. Huh.
Joe Demestrio's up a game here.
There's only a third land, so I think you take Thassa. Leave him with 2 4-drops and no 4th land.
Sure.
That's how I play this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and again, I mean, we've seen Thassa just come down and just, again, within 2 turns.
Just the scry ability
you
is quite
like
good.
You could look 4 cards deep into your deck.
Ben's playing his hand face up out of politeness. I'm going to make him remember.
Yeah,
I mean,
same.
if it's a really good friend, then maybe. Maybe.
I just hate doing it. Like, I need that sort of ritual of having the cards in my hand.
Sure.
He just bashes in, pumps the Frostborn Weird twice, gets in for 4.
I haven't played in the blue deck yet. I played one guy who was flashing green for he's kind of like a blue white control flashing
Now, Joe had been running a Boros Burn deck at the GP circuit, right? He switched, given in, and joined the Pack Rats.
Yeah.
Can't beat him, join him kind of thing.
But he's done well. There might be some spicy back in there I just didn't see, but he's done.
The Desecration Demon made him an offer he couldn't refuse.
Yeah, it's weird. That guy doesn't seem like he's in charge in that deck.
No.
I mean, he's a 6/6 demon. He should be like the big man on campus, and he just isn't.
Yeah, he's just kind of like a front man. He's like the gorilla.
Got it.
Nightveil Spectre is definitely running the show.
Not Pack Rat?
Now, Pack Rat's doing hard work, but I think Nightveil Spectre is the puppet master back there.
I'll buy that.
So weird how, like, I mean, look at Ben Yu's board. All it is a Judge's Familiar and a Frostborn Weird. And Joe really feels, under the gun.
Devour Flush. Main phase. All right. Ben lets it resolve, chooses to lose the Judge's Familiar. Seems like the kind of play Joe might have made in order to be able to spend his mana on something, but I don't know what it would be. Or maybe he wanted Ben to think that Joe really cared about the Judge's Familiar going away, and maybe would get weird and sack Frostburn Weird, but I don't think so. Get weird, no pun intended. There was the 4th land. That's a good draw from Ben. I don't know if it was this turn or last turn, but Joe's Thoughtseize basically set him up to just get mana screwed if he couldn't find land number 4. Instead, there's now 2 Mutavaults, 2 Frostburn Weirds, Either Biden
And,
or
yeah,
Master
I
is
was gonna say,
amazing
yeah.
on this board.
All right, right. He gets 5 tokens off of the Master. Biden's going to get him
Biden's
just 2
probably
cards.
even better. Like the Master can be answered by 1 removal spell.
Right.
The Biden is draw 2 or the removal spell. If you bait a removal spell, you still draw 1, and then that's 1 less removal spell to be pointed at Master.
Right, and then you have Mutavaults to start turning on next turn.
Exactly. Yeah, I would Biden here,
You
I
see a
think.
Desecration Demon. And yep, that looks like exactly what we're going to see.
All right, that makes Master of Waves better. I don't know.
Yeah, now the play is Master of Waves, right?
Maybe. I mean, playing the Biden first gets you 2 extra tokens, too, which might be relevant if you're sacking them to bring down Demon. I don't know, maybe 4 is just good enough. Pretty sure the 6 is better than 4.
If you drew a land here, you could theoretically...
Yeah, it does turn on the ability to activate Mutavault to tap Demon. Yeah, if that's a
And get 2
land,
cards.
if that's a land, I would go Biden, activate Mutavault, sack Mutavault, attack. I would at least want to do that play. Drawing 2 cards feels like it's...
I mean, just given the option of drawing 2 cards, you're always going to do it.
I'm always going to want to. It is occasionally not the right play. I mean, he could also play to tap Demon on Joe's turn. Feels a little more efficient. All right, he does
There's
go
the
Biden, and
There's the land. Yep.
Yep, there's the sack. There's the attack. It's only 2 damage, but it's also 2 cards.
He's like, yeah, you don't know what these are. Ha! Secret cards.
And now, I mean, if Joe wants to attack for 7, Ben might just be okay with that.
Yeah, I think you are, right?
Yeah. Just, yeah, the Demon doesn't do a whole lot here. Joe's down to 8 already. Have we seen Joe's hand?
I
Really haven't,
definitely
have
see
we?
a hero's downfall. He's like, yep, you can attack. Demon gets in for 7. Ben drops to 14. Demestrio passes
the turn.
Yep.
We know he's got at least Hero's Downfall. Interesting. Activate Mutavault and attack. 3 guys? Can't quite get lethal.
Maybe he's...
4, yeah.
Yep.
Plays the Master. Not sure why you do this pre-combat.
Oh, I see. There's a Freakish Cure in his hand.
Ah.
So he's going to be able to...
I'd be really tempted to get in a Mutavault attack there. With Biden online and your opponent at 8. I mean, Master feels almost greedy, you know? Like, if your opponent can't kill it... Oh. What was that, Dispel? He can counter the Pharika's Cure. So now it takes 2 removal spells to kill the Master.
Wow.
Master still dies, but
yes.
Yeah, Ben played it that way because he had the Dispel, and he could counter a removal spell. But Joe had 2. He's still going to get hit for 2 life and 2 cards here, though.
They're trying to figure out who played what. If they played a land, yeah. The question is he willing to go to 7 here?
Should be. Then what? He's worried about Grey Merchant for 4? Which is a reasonable thing to be worried about. Yeah, well, I mean, Ben's plan was to have a Master here and be able to sack an Elemental token to tap the Demon. Like, if he got an Immutavault hit, though, He could have Joe at 4 and be threatening lethal. I guess 6 threatens lethal because they are Frostburn weirds.
Yeah.
Means a removal spell is a blowout, though. Like a removal spell on a pumped up Frostburn weird. If you sink your mana into that.
Seems unlikely that he's... I mean, the way Ben has played so far, it doesn't seem like he's likely to sink all his mana into it.
All right. That looked like an attack. Yeah, Joe went to his attack phase. Ben's not interested in sacking Frostburn weird. So
I think this sounds like a
7.
pack rat.
Oh, my.
There you go. Suddenly, this is a game.
More than a game. Suddenly, Joe's in control, barring another Master of Waves.
Is he in control?
All right, control is strong. I'm not willing to say control.
Because he can't really block with his rats here.
But he kind of has to. I mean, if he attacked with Mutavault, Frostburn Weird, Joe is obliged to block both Frostburn Weirds. Block or kill them. And if Ben plays it right, pumps each of them once. Then it's the ability to pump the other one twice if it gets killed. There's a spare Mutavault to eat a Devour Flesh if necessary. Wow. Just does not want to attack with those Mutavaults.
This seems great.
Pardon?
This seems just great for Ben.
Why?
Just 2 rats and... Oh, I guess he's going to eat just 1.
Yeah, double block. He can pump twice, deal 2 and 1. That's what he should do.
Yeah.
But then the unblocked guy can also pump twice.
Yeah, throwing a Mutavault in here seems...
He's only going to pump once? And he's only going to deal 1 damage. How do you not spend 1 blue mana to kill the other pack rat?
I mean, I guess he figures Joe's out of cards and...
He's going to draw 1 next turn. He's also, like, that pack rat can block. You totally spend costs you 1 mana to kill it.
So Joe has no cards in hand.
Sure. I think Joe's at 5 because he took the other Frostburn Weird, right? Yeah, Ben has to tap Desecration Demon now. So he activates Mutavault, taps the demon.
How sweet would a Triton Tactics be here?
Is Joe at 6 or is he at 5 now? I mean, does Unblockable Thassa kill him?
He should be at...
I thought he was at 6 before the last attack, which did hit him for 1.
Yeah.
And by the way, that last mana never got spent. The one that could have killed the pack rat?
Sure, yeah,
it just went unspent.
So, right. So what, what Randy's talking about is by dealing 3 damage across 2 pack rats.
It's the pair of 2/2s. So you might think you need 4 damage,
right,
but you don't because you're going to kill one of them.
Right.
So the other guy will
2 damage
shrink
to one of them, and then the other one dies state-based effect once the other rat's gone.
Right. When the other rat's gone, it turns out, 1 damage is enough to kill that guy. So Unblockable Thassa, I think, is game here. Yeah, it's 5. Our life totals got updated. Joe has to turn Thassa off at instant speed, which is...
impossible.
Really, really hard. Yep. All right, going to game 3.
He would need like Reckless Spite. And 5 more life.
Reckless Spite is a problem when you're at 5.
And 5 more, at least 1 more life, yeah.
All right, Benyu evens it up. Game apiece. God, Blue Devotion deck. It wants to be on top of this metagame, coming in and going out.
Yeah. Right, because... Okay, I think we're going to get them into the shade. Hey, maybe we can move one of the other feature matches into the backup table, too. While we're doing that.
They look like they're done. There's certainly no crowd to the left. They're to the screen left, if they were still there. But I see empty chairs. Empty chairs at empty tables. Did we get a report on those other feature matches? Is it possible? You got me wondering, mono blue.
Yeah, mono blue, green, white. I know. I want to find out how that went out, how that played out.
So Joe's in the MTG Madness shirt.
Yes.
Which is now the team name, sort of.
No, the team is Madness Project.
Got it.
Formerly Team Revolution. So the revolution is over. The madness has begun. I think something like that was their slogan.
So I heard more team name news today, too.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, obviously, there's the whole, the new Channel Fireball team. They need a name. They do not have a name yet.
We call it CFB TBD.
CFB team, sure. Conley Woods' team is now the team formerly known as Luxurious Hair. They are TCGplayer.com.
Oh, okay.
New sponsor coming in.
Okay.
That is apparently...
Both Craig Wesco and Conley are writers there.
Yeah, that deal is apparently at the final, finalized enough that Conley was willing to say, yeah, it looks like this is what's happening for the PT. So,
but we're just going to call them the team formerly known as Luxurious Hair.
It is one of the all-time sort of best-worst team names, right?
Yeah.
Is it a worst-best team name?
I don't know. It's just
best-worst
team
name?
to me. It's perfect to me.
You just like watching people roll their eyes.
Yeah, I love it. I just love the intense level of discomfort that team name gives people. They try to figure out. They're like, is it luxurious hair? Like, why is this called this? I'm excited to see what happens with that team.
I am too.
That team is really like some 1970s Steve McQueen movie. Picked up this kind of ragtag band of some of the best limited and constructed players in the game.
Harry Locks, Craig Wesco, Conley Woods.
Chris Fennell's coming in as their limited expert.
That's new, right?
I think so.
Newish?
I think so. Newish. I think they may have talked about that last week.
Okay. But new for this PT.
Yeah, new for this PT. Yeah. And that's just like a win-win situation, right? Like, 'cause Chris has been, really knows his limited, but has been on his own for constructed.
Sure.
And these guys, Ari's talked about really needing that kind of crash course, that limited boot camp.
Sure.
So game 3, Joe Demestrio is on the play. He's weighing his hand.
I wish I was better at recognizing cards from a sideways sliver.
Yeah.
I see some islands and a Frostburn Weird. That's not enough to tell me what's actually in Ben's hand. I see Swamp. I see a mix of land and spells. Frostburn Weird.
It's kind of interesting how good that first turn Judge's Familiar can be. You think that you see right here where it's going to okay, I lose my Frostborn Weird.
To Devour Flesh. He does get 4 life off the Frostburn Weird, but yeah.
And there is
Joe is on the Lifebane zombie plan, so
I know I can't take anything.
But he gets a peek.
And he knows that Ben will play with his cards face up.
Oh yeah, that's an even better peek.
He knows he gets to play Wandering Eye.
All right, Island Master of Waves, Tideminder Mage,
Biden the
Judge's Familiar.
I think it's Biden. So do you bring down that Night Veil Spectre here? Yeah, right?
Yes.
No, he goes with Thassa instead.
Interesting. Probably wants to scry into a land here.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to block Lifebane Zombie. Nightveil Spectre seems better. I don't think you make that trade.
Right, and also Nightveil Spectre gets to come down and just turn on the Thassa. You know, once you
He's one away, but yeah.
Yeah. But if he goes like, oh, he's not going to go land Cloudfin Raptor.
The Lifebane Zombie aggro plan seems at cross purposes with devouring the flesh of a Frostburn.
Is Cavern Lamphead almost good enough? Like the intimidate?
No.
No. It's the information is just so.
The information is
this deck really feeds on knowledge.
Yes, that is true. It's actually one of the reasons. Like a lot of people look at the mirror match. Oh yeah, here's Thoughtseize. Speaking of getting a look at your opponent's hand.
Like, what will I take from your hand?
The mirror match, Black Devotion versus Black Devotion, is often seen as this, awful coin flippy. There's that's rapid hybridization he takes away. But I was talking to Paul Reitzel about that. He thinks the mirror match is one of his favorite matches to play.
He said it's his best matchup.
Because it is a lot more skill testing than people realize. Like, there are some bad games. The game where they, Thoughtseize your Pack Rat answer and play a Pack Rat and you don't have one.
Right.
Yeah, that's a bad game. That's just a dumb game. Like, you don't actually get to play Magic in that game. But most of the games are really skill intensive. And, do you activate... Are you supposed to activate Mutavault to eat the Devour Flesh? Or, what are you supposed to do? So there's a...
And Nightveil Spectre gets devoured.
Right. Yeah, Paul felt like it is one of the most skill-testing matches in Standard right now, and that a lot of his edge with the deck comes from the fact that he can outplay the other Black Devotion players.
Right. So both of these players scuffling for land here.
True.
But looks like a handful of action for Demestrio. It looks like he's got a couple of Heroes Downfalls.
Yeah,
thinking about a Pack Rat.
If they're both in top deck mode for a while, though, Thassa wins that fight. Thassa top deck's better than Lifebane Zombie. He's thinking about Pack Rat?
I think so.
It's either that or leave up Heroes Downfall.
Yeah, let him tap out from Astro Waves, kill him.
Yeah, I like Pack Rat better.
Yeah, he says go.
Huh.
I mean, the thing you have to worry about is land Dispel, right? But I guess he still needs a 3-drop that you want to kill. So okay, there's Cloudfin Raptor. Evolve it with Tidebinder Mage, yeah.
Not quite turning on Thassa, but close.
He's like, am I doing this?
I feel like playing a Pack Rat would be better there.
Will I? Yes.
It's the Tidebinder, not the Cloudfin. Right. Wants to devote 2 blue pips off the board.
Sure.
His flying's not all that relevant here, so.
Yeah. Finally gets Benyu under 20. After a couple of Devour Fleshes. Still no 4th land. Time for Pack Rat. No.
Isn't it always time for Pack Rat?
It's like, let me check my calendar. Maybe it's not time for Pack Rat.
See, I don't have a calendar that says that. My calendar says it's always time for Pack Rat.
Pushes a card. Thassa draws. He's still looking for his 4th land.
Wow. There's Nightveil Spectre.
So Nightveil Spectre is going to evolve the Raptor, and it's going to turn on Thassa.
Heroes Downfall takes it away, turns off Thassa.
That's like a reckless spite right there.
Sure. Yeah, I feel like the first...
This is like a steep climb for Demestrio's deck. I have just this Lifebane zombie.
Yeah.
And eventually you are going to get a Master of Waves more than I have removal.
Well, Joe finally found lane number 4. That's
So
good.
this is Desecration Demon time. Can you check your calendar for Desecration Demon time?
Guess that's better than
No,
one.
no, it's wait. Oh, now it's Pack Rat time.
Really? Pack Rat leave up 2? Okay.
Pack
Sure.
Rat, pay the discount 2 to discard a Pack
Discounted
Rat.
price on the second one, yeah.
One card remaining. You measure your hand. You see how much less impressive this deck seems without the Underworld connections.
Sure.
You know, you can really just run out of steam on those Pack Rats pretty quickly. What's it going to be? Biden? Master? I think it's going to be Biden here. Draw a card. Nope.
Master makes 3
Yep.
and does not turn on Thassa?
It does not. Thassa is still a little bit away.
Why is that better than Biden there?
I'm not sure.
We're sure that's a Biden, right? It's obviously alternate art or foil or...
I mean, it's a two-pronged fork.
That's
I
a
can
fine
definitely
point.
tell you that.
You make a good point.
I mean, he can get in for 12 here. No, I'm sorry, 9. That extra rat doesn't get to attack.
Right.
Right, and so the Master Waves just outweighted the removal from Demestrio.
Right. Which is why I was thinking he could lead Pack Rat instead of the first one. Ben gets to go Cloudfin Raptor Tidebinder, but that still wasn't enough to kill Thassa, so Master follow-up, you kill that. I don't know. Yeah, he went removal, Pack Rat, which meant his removal spells hit Night Veil Spectre
Now
and
he's sending in his Pack Rats.
Tidebinder Mage. If he'd gone Pack Rat first, then removal, maybe he could have got the Spectre and the Master, which is what he really wanted. So 2 Pack Rats coming in. He's obviously got the ability to make a 3rd rat, which would be 9 damage. He does not appear to live in any fear of a crackback, which is mildly surprising. How much power does Ben have at this point? 3, 8, 9, 10, 16?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, with that attack, Joe's committed to making a rat. His other card's a Desecration Demon. He doesn't want to play Desecration Demon and get it tapped down and then Ben just alphas for lethal.
So 2 tokens.
So Ben put 2 tokens in front of a Pack Rat. Now, okay, with 2 tokens traded for a Pack Rat, Ben's no longer threatening lethal, and Joe can, in fact, play the Desecration Demon, which is better than a Pack Rat at this stage of the game. It takes a while for the Pack Rats to be better than Desecration Demon.
Sure.
Maybe not. It doesn't take that long, actually. What does Ben have? 3 mana.
Sounds like a Night Veil Spectre.
Yep. Which turns on Thassa. So he can tap the demon and hit for... Okay, he sacks an elemental token to tap the demon. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yep.
dropping Joe to 4. Ben has a Night Veil Spectre available to defend himself with,
I think that was for 9, right? Yeah.
which something's going to tap this demon here, I would think. Mutavault, useful. All the tokens are gone, so he sacked Master to tap Demon.
Seems fine.
He's got Night Veil Spectre available to trade with Lifebane, or it's basically that's what it does.
Sounds like he's sacking Cloudfin Raptor.
That
Okay.
is, why is that better than Master? Or why is the single
I guess
Master
because
Waves
maybe if he
better?
gets a second Master of Waves, the Master of Waves tokens are that much bigger. Get double bonus.
Yeah, it was 3/3 flyer versus 2/1 pro red on the ground.
All right.
Yeah, Joe attacks. He can make a Pack Rat. He can turn Mutavault into a Pack Rat. So the most damage he can deal, I believe, is 6, which Ben can just take comfortably. What Ben's really thinking about is blocking with Night Veil Spectre.
And also, if he has rapid hybridization, he can rapid hybridization his own Thassa to get a token.
If he has rapid hybridization. He's had 1 taken out of his hand already. Looks like Ben just took it. So Ben does not want to trade Night Veil Spectre. Joe says go, threatening to make a Pack Rat and activate a Mutavault. I would rather have a 3/3 flyer here than a Master of Waves.
Sure. Pushes the card. So he's still looking for something. He's got a Bident in hand, 2 unknown cards. We don't know what they are.
Yeah. Thassa is now unblockable. Yeah, this is why Ben didn't want to trade. Unblockable Thassa is threatening lethal. This forces Joe to have that last card be a removal spell, which I don't think it is. Yeah, there's the handshake.
Benyu goes to 7-0.
Wow.
Defeats Joe Demestrio in 3 games. The mono blue deck defeats the mono black deck.
Yep. There's the battle that has defined this standard format.